Yo, people, welcome back to the channel, and it's Chelsea. It's week round up, but I'm not by myself. I got CFC fame to join me to talk about the Mighty Blues. Blues. Um, so yeah, let's get into this. Of course, be it's been a mixed week of Chelsea. But yeah, to discuss it all. But before all of that, fame. How are you?
Oh, big up. Doing well for sure. I mean, the result in the weekend, it's a mixed one. I was frustrated on my watch along, but I moved on with my life. So yeah, doing all right.
Yeah, gotta move on. Because if Chelsea really brings your mood down, then
Mm.
this whole season your mood has been down. So yeah, but we so last week Sunday, um, the week started. We started to get excited. Deadline day closing in, and Enzo rumors starting to eat a bit up, and we were confident. Monday, more speculation. Then, of course, Tuesday we got him, and I think everyone was their confidence levels were boosted up a bit. We were excited for once, just for a bit of um, that's something new, something to enjoy. Um, of course, Jorginho also left to Arsenal, but we will discuss that on the later part. But we got Enzo and felt like we really barely start missing about it. We up there and yeah, but I did the Enzo transfer and leading up to it, feel for you.
The Enzo transfer.
Yeah, leading up to Tuesday, from Sunday to Tuesday till we get him.
Uh, bro, I was when we first were linked. I mean, the deadline day was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I had the belief that, yeah, there's no way with Chelsea getting Enzo. This is going to be a record transfer fee. There's no way we're going to get it done on deadline day, especially the last hour. But Todd Bowley, the directors, the owners, props to them, man. They've definitely put out a statement that you can make those signings in January. So fair play to Todd Bowley and their owner and the other owners, directors. We managed to bring in Enzo, someone that we needed in this team. We got rid of Jorginho, so I had a worry that will we actually finish the season comfortably, or are we going to finish in a disaster? Because we've always known that this midfield is our main problem, and we got rid of one of our most reliable midfielder who doesn't really get injuries, and we sold him to Arsenal. Uh, so I had to worry that if we don't bring in Enzo, then we're going to stick with Mr. Gallagher, Mr. Mount, and Mr. Ruben Loftus-Cheek in midfield. That's something I didn't want to see. So the fact that we brought in Enzo, I'm happy, very very happy. And then with his performance against Fulham, definitely shows you that he's got more to offer. He's got a lot more to offer. The fact that he's playing number six, it kind of limits him. If he was playing where Mount is playing, he would have probably scored. He would have put in much better through balls to our attackers, to Mudrick. He wouldn't interfere with Mudrick or anything like that. He would have actually played better through balls. So I think next game, uh, Enzo should be playing much more forward rather than deeper. I think I get
Yeah,
it that I get that Graham Potter played him deeper because we genuinely don't have anyone else, but I'd make a suggestion that play Chalaba DM at this point because I'm fed up seeing Gallagher and Mount playing the number eights. I want to see
Yeah,
Enzo playing more forward because the guy can actually shoot, the guy can actually pass, the guy's actually got technique, and he doesn't actually want to play striker in midfield. So I'm happy with Enzo. I'm happy with the signing. I know he will definitely get better. It's all about how we select the team now because if we select the team wrongly, then players like Enzo, the new signings, they'll regress. They'll decline. Right? They won't actually improve. They'll just they'll just get used to it, and I don't want to see that. I don't want them getting used to or gel with players like Havertz and Mount, to be honest. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Enzo.
yeah, no, I agree. Definitely look good versus Fulham, and like you said, if it's a bit gutting that we did sell Jorginho. It would be interesting to see how that dynamic would work. But, but yeah, um, I guess it's playing time mostly.
Hmm.
But yeah, uh, and of course, also speaking of Jorginho to Arsenal, I don't think it's it's not the best deal for us, especially
Mm,
because of the personnel out and who can actually play there. Right. But if you look at balancing the books, the transfers, and just in general, just clearing already a bit of the squad, it's good, definitely good. Good and not
mhm,
letting him go on a free. Um, and we'll see what he does for us, of course. See, he came on and they conceded, so it
mhm.
was
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
good, but not good for him. But yeah. Your thoughts on the transfer? Will it be a successful one?
Um, in like after we signed Enzo, I think we've upgraded. There's no disrespect to Jorginho. I think Jorginho definitely, uh, yeah, like he's definitely a player that we should appreciate what he's done at Chelsea. That, but I have to be honest that we have upgraded. I think we got a better player now in Enzo.
Yeah, no, we
But
have upgraded.
yeah, but Jorginho, like I think I would have preferred if he had one more year left just for this rebuild. But look, it is what it is. His contract is expiring this summer. I would have also considered getting rid of Gallagher as well if we had that option. If we just accepted that offer. If we were trying to do a proper rebuild, I think I would have gotten rid of Gallagher and Jorginho in the January window, even though we're short in midfield. I get that, but this season it looks like it's a write-off. So the fact that we managed to bring in 12 million, I think, for Jorginho, it's a good deal. It's a good deal. Pays 1 year of Enzo's transfer fee, so I'm happy with that. But look, it is what it is. The guy was getting older. His legs were gone. There was no way that we were going to improve if we weren't to replace him. Now, I think a lot of people were disrespecting Jorginho in the past, where it came down to, like, for example, booing at the stadium and this and that. I think he definitely got the final laugh. He definitely shushed the fans that doubted him in 2021, winning the UEFA Men's Player of the Year, Euros, and then Champions League. He's also won the Europa League. The guy is very decorated as a player. So yeah, man, like props to Jorginho. I hope he actually. I hope he ruins Arsenal's title race. To be honest, if he does, if he's there to sabotage the job, like then he's a legend. He's a legend to me.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, but yeah, we'll get on to Gallagher. Of course, there's some news came out on Gallagher today that or yesterday, but
Hmm.
we'll talk about Gallagher, and of course Hakim Ziyech. I think Hakim Ziyech is also perfectly to move on to the Fulham game. Of course Ziyech collapse move. I feel gutted for him. Really, it's just like he doesn't want to be at Chelsea. Like,
Mm.
and he's a great player, but it, it's not. It doesn't work for Chelsea. If he goes to another team, let's say Man United, with Wagos, it will fit him perfectly at the other team, but not at Chelsea. I feel gutted for him, but yeah, we'll get onto the Fulham game speaking on him. But yeah, your thoughts on the Ziyech transfer collapse?
Um, I do feel for him. Definitely went to Paris to seal the deal. Last just that they were literally in the last stage of the contract, the negotiation. They were literally the last stage, and Chelsea kind of fumbled. To be honest, I think he's been heavily disrespected. Hakim Ziyech. I think he's been a player that I think I still rate him. I still rate him. There is a quality player in him. I think we've used him wrongly. The fact that we've got players who are starting for Chelsea who've been putting in stinkers week in week out, and he's on the bench, just shows the fact that they don't really want Ziyech for the long term. But it also shows that there's some favoritism as well within the squad. But Hakim Ziyech, yeah, it looked like he wasn't really up for it. I'm not surprised he's not up for it, but I understood why Graham Potter started him. To be honest, now, I know a lot of people would have said Noni Madueke should have started, but to be honest, Madueke probably should have been eased into the squad. Same with Enzo. Both of them should have been eased into the squad. Just give them sub appearances rather than we gave Enzo full 90 minutes, but I think we should have actually eased him in. But due to the fact that some other players and injuries have played a part, we kind of had to put them in the deep end. But next game against West Ham, I would play Madueke over Ziyech. That's nothing against Ziyech. I think Ziyech, the thing with Ziyech, he can actually ping a pass. He can find the run, the forward run. Like whenever an attacker is making a run, he will find that pass. But when it comes to his mood and mentality on the pitch, I feel like he just doesn't want to give it more than 100%. He doesn't want to give 100% for the team anymore. I understand it, to be honest. I understand it. I would be frustrated for sure if I was in his situation. The fact that I found a move away and then you didn't let me. Imagine this: the club doesn't want Ziyech. He finds a move away from Chelsea, but Chelsea don't sign the deal in the end. So that's on Chelsea's mistake. They didn't really loan him out, but it was only a loan rather than an obligation to buy or option to buy. It was just a straight up loan. There was no buy option, obligation, no permanent transfer, just a loan. So I think Todd Bowley and the owners kind of did a sneaky way to just stop Ziyech to go PSG for just a loan. Um, but that's also on PSG. Why are they making a deal literally last day on deadline day? Hakim Ziyech was available throughout the whole January window. You didn't get him until deadline day, so it's on PSG's part because PSG now accusing us of Chelsea or I don't know, like we're broken relationship with Chelsea and this and that nonsense. I don't care, man. PSG, that's it's also on you guys for not actually getting him early as well. So Hakim
Yeah,
Ziyech, I think in the summer he's gone. In the summer
yeah,
he's
no,
gone.
it's gone. It's gone in the summer. Evening, Lewis, be up yourself, bro. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Uh, just up to fame.
There you go.
Just concentrated on the Enzo deal, which is wrong. Uh,
No, I mean it wasn't really wrong. We needed him to be
yeah,
honest. We needed Enzo.
we needed him. I think because everybody flew out to Portugal to handle this deal. Literally
Yeah.
everyone to try and find a solution. And Fortunately, the kitman couldn't send the right documents over. But uh, I think sometimes it just happens. It just happens, and especially of all the heat, you felt like you could have phoned someone because you phone someone in a meeting. You know they're in a
Mm.
meeting, um, and we needed Enzo. So yeah, but now summer is gone. Few of the other players gone on, but yeah, and be up yourself, Lewis, for the for the question. So yeah, uh, next we'll move on to Fulham, of course. We spoke about him, Akim Ziyech starting, um, but the three Jacob brothers also started. Avid, Mount, Gallagher. I think Gallagher, I understand, kinda, because we needed to put someone off Enzo. I kinda got it, but Mount and Avid. I started Mount in my 11, but yeah, um, it's. I was like, just try something. If he doesn't
Mm.
perform, hook him off at halftime, something like that. Um, Havertz, is it just me or the Havertz? I don't even know, but he looked like Cal Freezy to me when he played. It
James
just looked,
Charles.
it looked, it didn't look if he was balanced. It looked so clunky.
Mm.
It looked like every time he runs, he will fall. It doesn't look right, right? And yeah, um, I think both you drop them both. Both I know. I have started Everts most of the time because we haven't had someone else, especially now with Aubameyang. We'll get onto that with the Champions League squads. But it's a bit. It's like why though? But for fun, I has to start Mount. Um, I really don't know who starts. That's day for Mount. Maybe Abbott as 10. No, something. I don't know. But that's this weekend's worries. But yeah. So yeah, your thoughts on the lineup? Just the lineup.
Uh, I was happy with the defense. Very happy with the defense. No complaints on that. Midfield, Enzo, I was very happy. Gallagher, just had to accept it because Kovacic was injured. But if he wasn't injured, Kovacic should have started. But he is injured. Ruben Loftus Cheek. I mean, I hate that guy, but oh well. I just actually no, hate is a bit of a strong word. I just don't like how he's still at the club. But so I understood Gallagher starting in the pivot, and then when it came to the front four, that's where I had problems. That's where I had major problems. When I saw Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, I was just screaming at my phone. And I saw that lineup, I was just pissed off because I don't understand how them two, especially them two, keep on getting starts week in week out after putting stinkers each week, each game. I can understand one of them. I can understand one of them starting because of the fact that we've got Felix suspended, we've got Pulisic injured, Sterling just coming back from injury, Aubameyang left out. I get it. One of them starting, I could probably understand it. I would prefer Havertz probably starting rather than Mason Mount, but both of them starting, it's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. Graham Potter putting them up front, Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, starting them two is what costing us points. Is what's costing us games. So if I see both of them start against West Ham, then how can you trust the process? Because everyone was talking about, oh, look at Potter's ruthlessness against Aubameyang. Well, where's his ruthlessness against Mason Mount and Kai Havertz? Right. One of them starts. One of them should have started, which is Kai Havertz. I think Kai Havertz should have started in the number 10 role. Then you play someone up front. I would have preferred Madueke start at striker, but since he just arrived, I would have played maybe Fofana at striker, Ziyech on the right, and Mudryk on the left. Mason Mount should be benched. Should be benched. He's been our worst player, I would say, this season. He's been our worst player this season.
Yeah, he's up there. He's definitely up there.
He's not one of the worst players. I know some people are trying to defend him. He's been our worst player this season.
Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny. I mean, the guy is a weirdo, but the guy's a weirdo, and I don't know what's his obsession with Mason Mount and Kai Havertz. But the two Chuckle brothers, you know what? With Kai Havertz, I'll give it to him. He's at least scored some winners. He's at least some. Sometimes he comes up with a goal with his headers out of nowhere, but his performances have been trash, to be honest, this season. Mason Mount, Mason Mount, honestly, don't extend his contract. Don't extend his contract because I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, his contract should be extended." And if that's the case, Edward Mendy's contract should be extended. Jorginho's contract should have been extended. Why are
Yeah,
we trying to reward failure? Right? He's been a failure this season. We don't reward that. Right? If he steps up, then he will get a contract. If he doesn't step up and he keeps on underperforming, no contract. I don't care what anyone says, no contract. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets sold in the summer. I've said this in my channel, I said it in the TL. Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, these two players are in jeopardy. You've got Nkunku coming in and potentially Felix coming in to replace you. So if you don't step up, don't I wouldn't be surprised if Todd Bowley sell both of you guys in the summer. Because this guy, Todd Bowley, he holds no sentiment. He holds no sentiment. He managed to sack Tuchel just like that. So
yeah,
let's see.
definitely. But before we talk a bit more about the match, Lewis says, I get that Batu was all concentrated on that deal and almost sidelined every other deal, such as the Ziyech deal, Hutchinson deal, which would have been key on his development, and the Simmons deal to Hull. Yeah, I definitely get where you're coming from. It hinders other players, um, their careers and where they can go from that. And, but at the end of the day,
I
we
think
were focused on what we need to do to help us out.
I think I you know what I think the loan deals um next season it will definitely happen. Not I think just for 6 months. I think it's I don't know 6 months where they have an opportunity to be in the first team. I mean, actually, right now they don't actually have an opportunity, but next season, one full season, I think it's better than 6 months, to be honest, or 5 months. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Next season, Hutchinson, Simons, um, Fofana, and many others will get their loan deals. So Fofana was meant to go on loan as well this January, but he's managed to stay at Chelsea. So
Yeah, he also managed to stay. Um, but if we move on to the match, I gonna be honest, the match was at 10 p.m. my time. Yeah, by 11, I was done. Yeah, by the 60th minute, 65th minute, I turned off the game because I knew we weren't going to score. Some games I just know when we're going to lose, when we're not. I knew we were going to win this game. I said 1-1 draw, so I got that at least right.
hmm,
Um, so yeah. The Simmons loan was loan to permanent. Permanent.
it'll probably be permanent in this summer, I guess.
Yeah. You need to say Avi Bailey was rubbish at all.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Harvey Vale. Like he
Yeah,
came back.
you meant to. Jude Bell. Well, Jude is now at
Chicken Club.
um, Tottenham,
Yeah.
but what has happened to all of them? Let's see. Harvey Vale.
Harvey Vale came back to Chelsea, but he's in the academy. Well, yeah, I don't know where he is now, but he's
Harvey
playing for
Vale.
the B team, whatever it's called,
He still
reserves.
was born. He's now 20 years old. Mm. Oh,
I'm
this year.
surprised. I'm surprised he didn't do well at Hull. I think he's a good player, but I don't know. I actually don't
Yeah,
know.
I think it's good. Like,
I thought he
but
was good.
the few appearances he had, he was showed some quality. Mm. Taking on defenders.
Hmm.
But maybe, maybe, of course, maybe consistency is key. Maybe he
Hmm.
doesn't have consistency. We all know Josh players struggle with consistency. So
Hmm.
maybe it's something like that. Um. So yeah, but so yeah, I zoned out around the 60th minute mark. I was listening to Mez or Matisse's watch long. I think it was Mez's watch long. Um, and yeah, we didn't really. We were we were decent, but there was no fear when we had the ball in the final third. We weren't like, oh, surely he's gonna score. Oh, he's going to score. Few chances here or there um with Havertz, but it's 50-50 chances, not outright chances. Um, so yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Your thoughts on
the
them?
the game itself, it was so boring. I didn't enjoy it. The one issue I was seeing the whole game was our midfield. Enzo has the ball, no options. Forward, no options. Gallagher, Mount play like strikers rather than midfielders. I said this before, right? These two players, especially Mount, they don't want to play like midfielders. They want to play like strikers all the time. They were positionally blocking our wingers from cutting in. They were leaving Enzo isolated, and we couldn't even play forward. We couldn't play through the middle because of them two. They are not good enough. And people who have this problem of Mason Mount being out of position all the time, now you know why he's always out of position. The guy can't play in midfield. As a number 8, his best position, he's trash at it. Gallagher, to be honest, Gallagher in the first half stank it up. Second half, he got a bit better. It was better. But it's still not good enough. Still not good enough. Mason Mount and Gallagher didn't give Enzo enough options that led us in the second half that Graham Potter played Cucurella more inverted rather than a left back. So Cucurella, you saw Cucurella played like a CDM in the second half rather than a left back because of the fact that Mount couldn't even drop deeper. And I saw Eunice's video. Well, no, I didn't see his full video, but I saw a clip of his video where he was talking about Mount and Gallagher positionally all over the place. I don't know if you've seen it, but he mentioned the fact that he heard someone say that Graham Potter was telling them to drop deeper, and they ignored. They ignored, and they were just pushing forward all the time. And that's why I keep saying Mount is not even a midfielder anymore. He plays like a attacker now. So anyone that says, "Oh, he's a midfielder and he does a blah blah blah," well, doesn't play like a midfielder. The guy is so stat focused. He doesn't want to play like a midfielder. So I think that was the main issues in that game. Our midfield couldn't really service our attackers. You saw Mudryk didn't do anything. He had the fewest touches in the game, and I feel for him because Mason Mount was blocking him every single time. Mudryk was the one playing more as a midfielder than Mason Mount. So so that was an issue. Mudryk didn't get involved as much. He's got the pace. He's got the dribbling, but we didn't even use his dribbling. We didn't even use his pace. Um, Hakim Ziyech was playing on the right. Um, and Kai Havertz just couldn't do much in the game either. Every time he dropped deep, collecting the ball, he would always get bullied off. He's just a stick. He's a stick man. He doesn't use his arms. The one credit I give to Ruben is that he actually uses his arms well. He protects the ball quite well. Kai Havertz, you're 6'2". Use your arms. You've got the height. Use your arms. Use your strength. But the guy has no strength. Whenever he receives the ball, he just gets pushed over by the defenders every single time. It just annoys me. But that was the issue. That was the issue. Exactly. Here it is. Look at where our you see the Tottenham's front three and their midfield. Look how much gap there is. Look how much gap there is between that section in our midfield. No one is there. No one is there between the Tottenham's front three and their midfield. No one is there. That's where Mount and Gallagher should be at. They should be operating in those spaces. But no, they're operating
Yeah,
like flipping attacking mids. You're not attacking mids. You're number eight. It's a different position. It's a different position.
yeah,
But and I
definitely.
don't even think Graham Potter wants that because that if Eunice said that Potter was telling them to drop deeper and they ignored it. So if that's the case, you don't start them. Yeah, exactly. Here's another one. Look at the space in between Tottenham's front line and their midfield. There's so much. Oh, there's not Tottenham. Flipping heck. Fulham. Sorry, Fulham. I got confused with their kit. Fulham's front two and their midfield. Look how much gap there is. There's so much gap, but no one is there. No one is there. So you know what? If Potter is the one that's saying telling Mount Gallagher to drop deep and they're ignoring, next game, don't even start them. You've got Carney,
Yeah,
You've got Chukwemeka on the bench who played as a number eight at Villa. He played as a number eight at Villa. So you've got that option to replace Mason Mount, right? So I want to see that ruthlessness from Potter. It's obvious that he's got some favorite players, and Mason Mount is 100% one of them. Kai Havertz is another one as well. But this is a huge issue. This is a huge issue to why we cannot score goals. This is a huge issue why we cannot create. It's a huge issue why teams find it easy to defend against us because we just don't hold on possession quite well. We just pass it to our centre backs and goalkeeper, full backs, and that's it. It doesn't get progressed forward enough. So next game, Mason Mount bench, put in Chukwemeka there. I think Chukwemeka will do a better job in midfield. As a number eight, he would do a lot better than Mason Mount. So
yeah, great.
yeah,
Uh, no worries. Be up yourself, Lewis. Be up yourself, bro. Um, so yeah, I agree with what you said there, Mount Gallagher. I, I get Gallagher starting at next game. West Ham, Chukwemeka needs to start. Um,
mhm,
who else? Fofana needs to start. Felix needs to start.
mhm,
It's Mudrik and Wake, whole new front line, whole new front line, whole new
yeah,
midfield. Um, so yeah, but I think um, I want to speak on Potter the later part. So yeah, um, so yeah. Kane operated as an eight when he was at Villa. Don't understand why Jared didn't use him more. Was angry.
yeah.
So,
Well, they have Jacob Ramsey as well, so it makes sense.
but yeah, of course, news came out last night, somewhere last night, somewhere, or early morning today, that uh, Gallagher is expected to get a pay rise. Um, I'm just gonna check. Um, I'm just gonna put it into Twitter. see if I can. Yeah, yes, it's Reece. So yeah. So Chelsea want to reward Conor Gallagher for new down after refusing to let him leave in Jan. So cause he he didn't want to, didn't force a move, and he was like, okay, you don't want me to leave, you want me to stay, okay, I will stay. He, we're going to uh, reward him with a new deal, and pay rise. Okay, good, good work, good work. Yeah, I don't know, I don't know why. Honestly, I think I scored one goal. That was the Palace free kick, Palace away,
Hmm.
and that was beginning of the season. I think that was on Tuchel, was it? Yeah, that was on Tuchel. So, so yeah, he doesn't have a creative bone in his body. Literally, it doesn't. If he
Hmm.
has a, if he does pass the ball, it's probably 2 centimeters forward. At times it's backwards. Um, he's weak on the ball. He gets pushed off so easily, and then and you're like, well, at least he tries to get the ball. At least he tries to win it back. But he's just too off balance. He gets
Hmm.
pushed off the ball way too much. So yeah, for me, don't know why. I don't know if the source is credible. Um, and Nico Geno, yeah. Let's check. Um, well, it is private, which I don't know if that means it's reliable, but maybe it's just a troll. But yeah, interesting. What do you make of this?
Um, I don't think that's. I don't know. I honestly don't know. This. It's only that report though. If Matt Law came out and Nazar came out saying the same thing, or Simon Phillips came out to say the same thing, I would have believed it. But I don't think I believe this. I mean, why would they reward Conor Gallagher a new deal? I don't get it. Why? Refusing to let him leave? I mean, come on, man. You don't really extend a new contract on that. You extend a new contract if they perform well, if they actually do well. You want to protect the player's value. To me, we should just sell this guy. I don't know why. I don't know why. If this actually is true, then honestly, I don't know what the plan is for our midfielders, right? Because there's no way you can say Conor Gallagher is Chelsea level. He is not Chelsea level at all. I don't care what anyone says. It's clear when we saw peak Chelsea you had Lampard, Balak, Essien, right? You're telling me Gallagher competes with those level of midfielders? Would you see a Conor Gallagher in Man City's midfield? If you saw, would you see them in their prime? Let's say, obviously, right now it's a bit sticky, but let's say a few years ago, they had De Bruyne, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Fernandinho, all these great midfielders in their squad. Would you see Conor Gallagher competing against them? Would you see Conor Gallagher be on their bench? Absolutely not. So why should he be in our bench? We're trying to win the title, right? We're trying to compete for the title again. Conor Gallagher, I'm sorry, it's not good enough. Yes, he works hard, but you need quality as well. You need quality in this team as well. You can't just have only hard work and no quality. The guy doesn't really have the good passing ability. I think he can be useful. He can be useful at times, but he is definitely not a starter for Chelsea. He's a bench option, and he would be the last option. He would just be a utility player for us in the future. So, but that's why I think Chelsea should just look to sell him. The fact that we had a 30 million offer from Newcastle or Everton, or 40 million offer from Everton, the fact that we didn't accept it, we didn't try to accept it, was a bit ridiculous. Like, what other club is going to offer that much for Conor Gallagher? To be honest, not many. Right? There was only Newcastle and Everton are interested in Conor Gallagher, no one else. Um, so I don't know if we'll get that offer in the future. I don't know. I don't think so. But if we do give him a new contract, it's concerning. It's concerning, but I don't believe it. I honestly don't believe it. I wouldn't take it too serious. I think the owners are not stupid. They see what they see. They see what Conor Gallagher is capable of, what he's heavily deficient on. So I think the owners won't extend his contract. They won't extend it. They'll find midfielders in the summer, and then Conor Gallagher will move down the pecking order. Then yeah, I'll be cool with that.
Yeah. Hopefully it's true. Um, but yeah, and next move to uh, I woke up to this and I was like, good job, Reece. Good job, Reece. Um, wait, where is it now? Um,
Also, forgot to mention Andre Santos. Andre Santos. He's another
what?
midfielder. Should be integrated into this first team. So worrying times for players like Mason Mount and Conor Gallagher, Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well. So Andre Santos is another one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, he definitely need to come into the team. Just work permit. That is the problem. Why
Yeah.
it's not yet come in yet. And so yeah. Let's share the screen. So Reece James posted last night. Um, if you have got to persuade them to help carry the bricks they aren't the ones to build with. Now, is he referring to Mount Gallagher now? Sure,
I hope
it
so.
is. I think it is. Like this, because that's the only thing. Because you're not deciding on a Saturday night. Ah, I'm just gonna write that. Like there has to be a motive. Has to be something. And the squad knows. The squad knows. The other players, they play with this place. They see the reaction. They know what happens. So yeah,
Thing is, I'm like into the argument that it could be anything. It literally could be anything. I think a lot of people have dug too deep with this message. I hope it is about Mason Mount and Gallagher, but honestly, I don't think it is. I think it could be his girlfriend. Who knows? I mean, it makes sense if it was his girlfriend, and he just posted that out, saying that it can't go on for this long or something like that. Maybe one of his close ones. He's broken down relationships with his close ones. It could be absolutely anything. I think the fact that people have dug too deep with this, let's move on. If it is about Mason Mount and Gallagher, I'd rather see him do that on the pitch. I'd rather see Reece James shouting at them too, shouting the players that you're not doing the job properly, rather than posting it online. If you get what I mean. So I don't think it's about. I don't think it's football related. To be honest, I think it's more to do with some personal stuff that he has. Maybe with his relationships. It could be girlfriend. It could be I don't know, cousins. I don't know, like family members, friends in the past that probably um betrayed. It could be anything. We don't know. We don't know the context. We don't know the context. But let's say if it is about Mason Mount and others, I expect him to say that on the pitch. rather than posting it on Instagram. So I wouldn't dig too deep on this.
Yeah. Um, I get what you mean. It could be about anything. But I hope it is. But like you said, just do it on a pitch, shout at them. But maybe he isn't that vocal guy. Maybe he's a quite. It doesn't seem like just a quiet guy. That he seems to me like a vocal guy. Um,
Yeah, that's why I think it's not really football related
yeah,
because if because why would if he is not vocal about it, then why would he be vocal on it on social media? So it makes no sense because these players, they hang around with these teammates every day, right? They see each other every day. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see against West Ham. Let's see the vibe against West Ham, because then
yeah,
we'll probably understand what's going on with the relationships. But I don't think it's that, to be honest. I honestly think he does this stuff as well. Like we used to just post some cryptic messages every so and then, but
yeah,
I think it's more to do with his personal life rather than football.
yeah. And I think the last topic to discuss is Graham Potter.
Hmm.
Um, and I just want to say, Graham Potter, you have showed what you have done to Obama. You've showed some. You've showed something. Go and go and express yourself. Go and be firm. The owners are backing you. Don't be scared. If you lose the dressing room, you lose it. Don't be scared. Because if you're going to start Everton, Mount, and Gallagher every single time, you're, it, it's you are going to then be the next super. Well, not
Mhm.
in that way, but you are maybe too stubborn, and it costs you your job. Your job.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
far, you've been good. You've said to the owners, I need new midfielders. So couldn't want new midfielders. You were like, okay, good, got new midfielders. Now show, excel the players. You showed us you don't want Aubameyang, you hate Aubameyang or something. It's, we all know it's not your signing, and that maybe not it's not your type of striker. So you've decided to exile him out of the Champions League squad, and yeah, show up, show a pair of bollocks. I'm gonna say, show a pair of bollocks, because if you don't, your job is on the line.
Mhm. I think Graham Potter, how he's thing with the treatment of Aubameyang is a weird one, a very weird one, because I think people have blamed him too much. That they've been talking about Aubameyang's attitude, but he's your proper number 9 out there right now. Like you have to use him because you're telling me if you stick Havertz up front, are we actually going to score any goals? We've seen we've seen when Aubameyang was making runs, no one was making passes. Right against Man City, we saw the one at the bridge. We saw Havertz had the chance to through ball Aubameyang, he fails. So Mount at times fails to put the through ball. Now we've brought in creative players. We brought in Madueke, we brought in Mudrik, we brought in Felix. That would unlock Aubameyang. It makes sense to use Aubameyang right now. It didn't. I mean, before it would have been very difficult um, to watch Aubameyang because of the fact that he's got Mason Mount and Kai Havertz behind him. But if you've got Felix, Mudrik, Madueke behind you, or Ziyech behind you, you're going to get service. And before that wasn't the case. But I don't get the treatment with Aubameyang because I've heard the reports that it wasn't really behavior issues or attitude issues. Graham Potter just took that decision. I think I don't think Graham Potter wanted to isolate him completely. I think the owners have told Graham Potter to isolate him. I think the owners have told him to leave him out of the UCL squad, leave him out of the matchday squad, because we want to move this guy in the summer. We need to force this guy in the summer, and hence why he went to Italy. I think he's negotiating with AC Milan. I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. That's what I've been hearing. Um, but Aubameyang, like, I don't get. I don't get. Okay, I think it's the owners. I don't think it's Graham Potter being ruthless there. But Graham Potter, anyone that keeps saying trust the process, like stop, they need to stop using that phrase, trust the process, because there's nothing to trust right now. Nothing to trust right now. Maybe later on, there could be some trust will be gained, but right for, right now, so far, he's losing trust. He's 100% losing trust. The trust is fading away because of the fact that we're losing so many games. We've dropped so many points already. We're not going to get top four. And it's not all on him. I get it. It's not all on Graham Potter. Some of these players have down tools. They don't respect Graham Potter. We need to change the culture. I get that. But I still need to see what you're trying to implement. The fact that you're selecting Mount when he's on bad form does not stand right with me. It doesn't, right? Because if he's performing bad and you're persisting with it, what message does it send to the fans? What message does it send to the players? Oh, out of form Mason Mount still gets ahead of me, even though I should be deserving a chance. I've been training better. Chuck Carney is there. Use him. Use him. I want to see the intent from Graham Potter to drop players like Mason Mount and Kai Havertz. If I see that, then I can trust it. But if I don't see the intent and I keep seeing the same thing every single week, Mount Havertz starting again and again and again, it will end up like Tuchel. It will end up like Tuchel because you can't really trust these two players, to be honest. You can't really trust them. They let you down. They'll let you down. They let Tuchel down. They'll eventually let you down. So against West Ham, that's where I want to see Graham Potter's true lineup. I want to see the proper lineup because we've got Felix, got Madueke, you've got Mudrik, you've got Ziyech, you've got options. You got Fofana as well. You've got options. Got options. But or not and also Carney. You've actually got good options. So bench one of them. Bench one of Mount or Havertz. So yeah. I wouldn't sack Graham Potter. I wouldn't sack him. I think if we sack him now, I don't think it helps any issues right now. I would give him till the summer and then judge. Give him till
Yeah,
the summer and then judge. I said this before. After the January window, I'll be harsh. I'll be more harsh on him because we've brought in signings, but I didn't expect this many signings, so I have to be even more stricter with my judgment. So I'm gonna wait till the summer and see how it goes. I wouldn't sack him now unless we're in the relegation zone, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Um, so yeah.
I agree. We can't sack him now. Next
Mhm.
season is gonna be key.
Mhm.
When he has a full preseason, needs to be and he's got the players he wants. But he needs to show something for us.
Mhm.
Because if he doesn't, it's going to be not good, and it may lead to us fading away. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else to discuss. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Fame, where can people
Mhm.
find you?
Yeah, CFC Fahim, YouTube and Twitter. So make sure to follow me up there.
And be up yourself and be up everyone has watched. Be up Lewis for some of the questions. And yeah, see you in a bit, people. Peace.